I've been blessed to have shared my life with many cats. They've all had their own stories, and some of them have even told those stories themselves. In 2000, 2 cats lived in my home, Floppy and Holly. They were then 5 and 8 years old. I had gotten Floppy in early November 1992, 3 months after I married. I'd found him in the pet section of Newberry's department store. Holly joined us in 1995, a year after we'd moved into our house. She was a feral cat that my mother was feeding in her backyard. When I visited my mother, she persuaded me to take Holly home. I was struck by her beautiful green eyes, but was nervous about how she and Floppy would get along. I needn't have worried, because Floppy took her under his wing and even taught her how to use a litter box. They became great pals. My name is Floppy, and this is the first article in my new column for Theme Stream. I'm an 8-year-old gray and white American shorthair cat who lives with Debbie, a librarian and freelance writer, and Anthony, a computer instructor. I call them Mom and Dad because I don't recall my real feline parents. And besides, they spoil me rotten. I also have a younger red tabby sister, unrelated by blood, named Holly. She will be posting her own column soon because she likes to imitate me. We get along fine, except for a bit of sibling rivalry, but I tend to get the upper paw because I'm the oldest and the sickest. I suffer from several health problems, including diabetes and asthma, that will be discussed in future columns for the benefit of other cats who have these conditions. More recently, I spent some time in that terrible place called an animal hospital for a bout of pancreatitis, from which I am currently recovering. My hospital adventures are not for the weak-hearted, but they do shed light, not to mention fur, on several veterinary procedures from IVs to ultrasounds. Hi, Theme Stream readers. I'm Holly, a 5-year-old red tabby with green eyes and a passion for fur mice. I live with my human parents, Debbie, a librarian and writer, and Anthony, a computer teacher and golf enthusiast. Floppy, my older gray and white brother, also lives with us. He's okay as long as he doesn't get in my way, although he does take away the time Debbie spends with me playing mouse catch and has the annoying habit of stealing my food. Not that I don't get my fair share, and now way more than he does, since he's been in the hospital. I do owe him some credit for teaching me how to use the litter box when I first arrived in my new home and didn't know the etiquette for house cats, having been a feral for the first 6 months of my life. You may have already read some articles from Floppy's column. He always seems to be beating me to things. It's rough being the youngest. I have to admit he has more to write about with all his various illnesses, from diabetes to asthma, and lately to pancreatitis and liver problems. I'm lucky in that all I've suffered from has been ear mites and fleas when I was brought in from the outdoor life. 1 case of worms, and a loose kneecap condition that still bothers me occasionally, especially when I put on weight.